Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in for the weekend wrap up of the Juice Box Heroes podcast. I'm your host, PK. Tonight we are going solo. Don't worry, my knees aren't weak, my palms aren't sweating. I've not got no vomit on my sweater. A little shout out to Eminem. But look, Chris, Dubon Fan Club president, and Bryles, they got Little League Baseball going on. So it's just me tonight. So look, man, we finished up this weekend series with the Braves. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you how I feel. We should have swept. We should have swept them. We needed to sweep them. Right. We're in the last, let's see, 15 games ish. Right, 12 games left in the season. Every win counts. Even more so now because now we're chasing a game. We lost today 8-3. The Mariners blew out the Angels. So you go into this series starting tomorrow. You're one game behind, 2 up on the Rangers. So before we get into that, let's get into the weekend series. So we started out Friday. Who started for us? We had a rookie. Murray was on the hill for us. I'll tell you what, man. Like, he came out to pitch. He came out and pitched good. 3 hits, 1 hit, 1 K. Or I'm sorry, 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 K. Pretty impressed with him. It was bringing it. Command of the zone. And then you had Blue Ball come in. Blue Ball won an inning later on. He ended up getting the win, but Colton Gordon pitched 4 innings. So the thing about Friday night was your offensive explosion. Your final score was 11-3, and you jumped on them. I mean, quick. You jumped on them quick, right? So 3rd inning, you scored 2. 4th, you scored 2, and then the 5th, you took it out. You took the game, ended the game, 6 runs in the 5th, and you tacked on another run in the 6th. And then the Braves got some. They got a run in the 6th, and then they got 2 in the 8th. Kind of garbage time. Let's see who gave up the runs. Colton Gordon, 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned, 3 Ks, 1 walk. He gave up 2 bombs. So, like I said, it was later on in the game. The big thing for Friday night was the offensive explosion. The 11 runs, huge for the Astros. They needed to come into this Atlanta series. You needed to punch them in the mouth. You needed to sweep them, but you can't sweep if you don't win the first game, right? For obvious reasons. So, big win on Friday night. Let's see. Altuve went yard. Walker. No, just Altuve. The big thing about the offense, now that we're going back and looking at this, was Zach Cole. Zach Cole makes his major league debut, right? Been killing it in AAA. You get the call up for a little bit of youthful spark. At least that was the hope. That was the hope from Dana Brown. And this kid, all he does is first pitch he sees in major leagues is, crush one to right field, right? Crushes it to right, 3rd inning off of Waldrop. Now, we talked about it on Thursday. Moreno and Bryles talked about how good Waldrop, has been this season. Up until Friday night, he was 4-0, right? I think he had a sub-2 ERA. He had been pretty dominating, from the time he's been called up. So, we all took 1 and 2 for a series prediction. Happy to be wrong about that, but the big thing from Friday night was Cole. He went 3-4. So he ended up going 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs, and a K. Huge, right? So Walker was 3 for 5. Myers was 2 for 3 with a couple of walks. Let's see who else. Altuve 2 for 4. He had a home run late. So big thing. Runs, right? Can't win the games if you don't have the runs. 6 for 9 with runners in scoring position. We talked about this pretty much every week till we're blue in the face, right? The runners in scoring position. You've got guys there ready to score, and you don't play them, and then we end up losing these games. But you go 6 for 9. You did leave 5 on base. But man, what a great way to start off. What a great way to start off the series with that beat down. And Zach Cole, happy for the kid, man. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You come up and you make an impression from your first pitch, first at bat in the bigs, and it just kind of gives that spark, right? And that that really kind of set the tone for the rest of the evening, right? So before we get into the Saturday game, just a quick shout out to H-Town Wheelhouse, who saw a couple of posts for him on X. So just want to say, hey man, hoping for a quick recovery, praying for you. We'll see you soon back on your podcast here soon. So hope you feel better, brother. Yeah. So Friday night, that was what you had Friday night. The blue ball thing, blue ball gets the win, right? We talked about blue ball. Hell, I don't know, for the last 3 or 4 episodes, right? I don't have his numbers in front of me, but if you go by what he has done, he typically has gone multiple innings, right? High command of the strike zone, no runs allowed, right? Is it time for this kid to get a shot at a start? Now, Chris's argument has been, well, he's done so good at this long relief. Do you want to keep him in that role, right? Keep him in that role where he's succeeding instead of putting him as a starter. Well, I kind of so I agree with Chris's, take on that. But as you're going to see, as I'm going to tell you here later, our probables for the next series, are currently TBD, right? So I kind of like going with the opener on one of these games. Go with the opener for a couple of innings, and then blue ball come in, and then ride him for the 3-4 innings as long as he's, stranding runners, not letting runs get across the plate. As long as he's having the same success that he's been having for the last several outings, I'm good with that. Do the opener role, for him. But look, offensively, we needed this win. We know that this offense, can score runs like this. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You look at the names on the roster, on the lineup, and they're capable of putting runs like this almost every game. It's just a matter if they're doing it. Now, the Waldrop thing, we weren't really expecting that, right? We weren't expecting that run output off of him. I mean, Waldrop gave up, ended up getting eight earned, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and a home run. So, I mean, that's what you need to do. So let's get into Saturday. Saturday, you had Hunter Brown, OHB on the hill, right? Needed to give these guys needed to give this guy some run support, right? Too many times we've seen where he's gone out and he's pitched, 6 innings, giving up less than 2 runs or maybe 3 runs, but then your offense can't do anything against the starting pitcher, right? And he ends up leaving with a potential for a no decision or a loss because your offense can't do anything. However, on this game, you ambushed the Braves right from the jump. 3 runs in the second, 3 in the third. Walker goes yard in the 3rd inning, right? Walker had a pretty damn good series, really. I mean, he really did. So Pena was 1 for 5. Alvarez was hitless. He was hitless on Friday night as well. Let me go back and look at Alvarez. 0 for 4. And he had been hot coming into this series. So he's 0 for 4 on Friday. He goes 0 for 4 on Saturday. Correa's 1 for 3. Like I said, Walker was 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Jake Myers, 2 for 3. Yiner was 3 for 4. Your bottom of your lineup, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you take Cole went over 3. So you had, let's see, 7 for 14 was your 6 through 9 hitters on Friday night, right? Cole, look, you can't expect Cole to go 3 for 4 every night, second start, right? But hey, it's his second game. He had 2 Ks. So your thing here is Hunter Brown went 6 2/3. He was, struggling a little bit there in that second, that 6th inning, trying to get that 3rd out. I think Espada did the right thing, come bring him out. Hunter Brown looked pretty pissed about it. I get it. He wants to get through the 6th completely. De Los Santos come in again and shut down the Braves. Coming back out against your former team who gave up on you earlier in the season, who put you on waivers, right? And we talked about that. I don't know how many times since he's come over here. He's been ridiculous, right? So been shutting everything down. Today he got into a little bit of a jam. I think he didn't walk the bases loaded, but the bases were loaded for him, and he ends up getting out with minimal damage. We'll have to look when we get into today's game. But overall, De Los Santos has been nails out of that bullpen. So that was it. You were 4 for 11 on Saturday, right? So if you go back, you're 4 for 11 on Saturday, 6 for 9. So that's 10 for 20. Hey, man, ACC math works. 10 for 20 in the first 2 games. And you see what happens when they hit 500. Runners in scoring position, right, is 6 runs on Saturday, 11 on Friday. You can plate those runs, get the lead. A lot of stress goes off the pitcher because he doesn't have to be so perfect, right? Now, the only nitpicking that I would do is you ambushed them in the first 3 innings, right? You score 6 runs, but then you don't do anything the rest of the game. Now, in the grand scheme of it, you didn't need it, all right? But you still want to keep tacking on more runs. Get that. There's more insurance runs, less stress. But the big point of it is you won the game on Saturday. You take the series 2-0, and you move into Sunday. And look, today was a loss, right? You lost 8-3. And the thing that I guess pisses me off the most, right, is, well, there's a couple of things. One is you needed the sweep. That was one, because the Mariners blew the doors off the Angels. The Mariners have won 9 in a row. They're 9-1 their last 10. They now have the 1-game lead, right? And that's why all these wins are so important this last 2 weeks of the season. The other thing about it is you had Framber Valdez on the hill, right? And so, I watched bits and pieces of the game today. We had a birthday party for my stepson today. So, it was kind of in and out, from the game. But Framber is still doing Framber things. He's still getting there's like a mental block with him when he gets flustered. There was a play, and I forget the inning, but it was a dribbler down the first baseline. Yiner's coming to get the ball. Yiner's got a better angle. And if you've ever played baseball, which I'm sure most of the guys or people that listen to this podcast have, Framber is running towards the first base dugout. He's left-handed, obviously, right? So he would have to field it with his glove, spin around, accurate throw to get a speedy runner, where Yiner is coming down the line, or it's just a bare hand throw. Well, Framber doesn't do that, right? He doesn't let the catcher take the ball. He goes to try to glove it. He misses it. Runner on the base. Then he walks. Then he walks another batter. Then he leaves a curveball over the middle of the plate. It gets hit out to the outfield. 2-run score. I believe the same inning, he leaves another one to Ha-Seong Kim, who almost takes Framber's head off. Hit it right back up the middle. And before you know it, like we're down, we're 5-2, we're chasing 3. And it just never got better for that. Framber's final line was 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 4 walks, 2 Ks, and a home run. The home run came in the bottom of the first inning to Matt Olson after we took the lead in the top half. I don't think it was that bad of a pitch because it was inside to Olson, but Olson got around on it, and it was a towering shot to right. So, Framber's 12-10 now. Couldn't get out of the 4th. Your offense didn't show up today. You had 3 runs on 9 hits. Let's see, your bullpen. Bullpen wasn't good today. Okert comes in, pitches an inning. He gives up a run. Kimbrel pitches an inning, and that's when the doors came off. I mean, that's when the barn doors got blown open. He gives up 3 hits and 2 runs on that one. De Los Santos, again, that's what I was talking about earlier. He came in middle of the game. He was already in a jam when he came in. I believe he relieved Framber. But then De Los Santos got in a bit of a jam, but he ended up striking out the last batter to get out of the inning, and he was pumped up. He ended up having 3 Ks. De Los Santos did. So, I mean, look, you won the series, and that's great. And that's great for July. It's great for August. But now you're in 2 weeks left of the season. You're not playing good. You're 4-6 in your last 10. The Rangers, I believe, are – let's see. The Rangers are 7-3 in their last 10. You're 4-6 in your last 10, and the Mariners are 9-1 in their last 10. So series win, great. Needed the sweep. because now this last homestand that starts what's the day 14. It starts tomorrow. You got 3 games against Texas, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, and then a huge series with the Mariners over the weekend. Now, if you listen to any of the broadcasts from over the weekend or prior to this series, I think we talked about it on Thursday. The Astros did a little bit of shifting around the rotation, specifically for the Seattle Mariners series, right? So here are your pitching matchups for the series starting tomorrow. You've got Jack Leiter, 9-8 with a 3.81 ERA against Costanza. Jason Alexander, 4-1, 4.19 ERA. Now with Costanza, I wish I had the numbers for you, but we know that he's going to give you 5 to 6 innings. At least his trend has been 5 to 6 innings with less than 2 runs given up. It's just a matter of the bats coming alive and giving him the run support that he needs, because he's going to be holding you in there. So that's on Monday. Then Tuesday, you've got Merrill Kelly, 12-7, 3.21 TBD for Houston. Wednesday, Jacob deGrom, 12-7, 282 TBD for now. So what I would think, maybe Javier pitches one of these games. And then again, I talked about it earlier. Maybe we do an opener. I like the opener that we did with Murray. With Murray for a couple innings, right? And then Blue Ball coming in, going 3-4 innings. Blue Ball deserves to be on the mound. Now, I don't know about the starting, if he should get a start. We'll kind of see what happens in the next day or two. But he's definitely succeeded in the opportunities that he's been given, here recently. So you definitely want to see him on the hill. And then Friday, man, look, this is the last 6-game homestand of the season. Rangers for 3, starting tomorrow. Seattle for 3 over the weekend. The Seattle series, you will see Hunter Brown. You will see Framber Valdez. And that is going to be Framber's biggest start of the entire season. He's won in 8 maybe in his last 9 starts. I mean, he's been complete ass. We've all seen it. We have all seen it. But that's going to be his biggest start of the season. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whatever day it is. But you're going to have Hunter Brown. You're going to have Framber going in 2 of those. And look, you got to stop the Mariners. I mean, right now we're chasing 1 game in the West. 2 games above. We're let's see. 1 game behind the Seattle Mariners. The Rangers are 3 games behind Seattle, right? So you have to win this series against the Rangers. You have to. You have to win the series, right? And then you have to win the series against the Mariners. I mean, in a perfect world, you need to go 6-0 in this final homestand, right? You have to go 6-0. You're playing these guys head-to-head. You have to beat them head-to-head, right? You have to take care of business at home. Wild card standings right now, let's see. As of 6:39 today, the Yankees on the first wild card spot at 83-65. The Red Sox 81-68 own the second one, and I believe the Red Sox are winning right now. And then we have the third spot. We are 2 games above the Rangers for the final wild card spot, and you're 2 games ahead of them in the AL West. So big series coming up. I don't know how to stress it anymore to any of y'all. Y'all already know we watch his team every single night. We bitch and moan about this team every single night. We pumped about it every single night. We were talking about in our group text on Friday about this offense, and we weren't expecting it against Waldrop because he had been so good, but hey, we took the wins. We took the wins on Friday and Saturday. Needed that win today. Look, I'm going to predict 2-1 against the Rangers because you have to win the series. You need the sweep. When it comes to Seattle, you have to sweep them, in my opinion. So this week, I'm going 5-1 on this homestand. That's just not so much a homer hat or homer pick. It's just what needs to be done for this final homestand, because then you go to Oakland or Sacramento, Vegas, and then you have the Angels to finish it out. So look, big 2 weeks. of baseball for the Houston Astros. What are you going to do? Are you going to put up or shut up? These guys got to wake up. Real quick, Altuve, y'all saw today, he leaves the game early with right foot discomfort. He was back on the bench, so it doesn't look too serious, at least for now. Probably took him out as a precaution. Dubon did fill in for him. Dubon made an error. He made an error while Framber was out there, and that's what kind of started not so much Dubon's error, but that contributed to the Braves just putting up runs that we couldn't come back from. So we'll keep an eye on Altuve. Jake Myers had a great series at the plate. Jordan came alive today. Correa. I was talking to my girlfriend's father today, and we're talking about Correa. Like, the dude is a freaking vacuum down there at third base. I mean, his transition from short to third looks almost seamless. Like, he's been playing it from the time he came up. I mean, but that goes back to just the level of elite athlete that he is, that he can just move over. He's making plays over there that he makes them look so routine, and they're not. I think it was Saturday night's game. Hunter Brown was on the hill. There's a ball hit to Correa's right down the line. He takes, goes down to a knee, backhands it up, stands up, throws a rocket over to first, beats the guy out by like 4 steps. Right. Another thing we talked about is like this dude's arm, like he's not throwing lollipops across the diamond. Right. They are beelines right to Walker's chest. It's pretty awesome to watch this guy and his transition to third, and how much of a weapon it is down there. I mean, Paredes was the same way, right? Paredes is taking more live AB. I mean, there's talks about him possibly being able to come back, so it's a whole nother thing. As we get more information about it, we'll tell you, we'll post it on X. But man, look, I'm pumped about these last 2 weeks. This is the season. I mean, obviously we know what's at stake. We know what the Astros have to do. I'm telling you, we have to go no worse than 5-1. 6-0 is ideal, but no less than 5-1. So big series tomorrow. Big series over the weekend. If you're going to the game, make sure you're loud. We need these guys to win. So that's going to be it for this week, man. Look, going a little second solo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube, man. Look, we're 5 followers away from 100. No, it's not a big number, but it's a big number for us. So, share our podcast, share our episodes. We'd like to get to 100 as quickly as possible. So I appreciate everyone listening. The guys will be back. Guys will be back on Thursday. We'll probably go a little bit later on Thursday, about 8:30. So we will we'll let you know, man. Stay posted on X. That's where we put all of our information out. Facebook, of course. Big series coming up, man. We gotta do it. Gotta get into that playoffs. Until then, I'm your host, PK. This is the weekend wrap up on the Juicebox Heroes podcast. Y'all have a good week.